Joining me now at the Future Renting Conference in Wales, it's Policy Manager of the RLA, John Stewart. And John, fantastic event here today. Why should landlords come out to an event such as this?
I think it's really important that landlords keep themselves up to date with legislation. We've had a great run through this morning of what's up and coming in Wales, particularly the Renting Homes Act that's going to begin hitting landlords from late next year or early 2019. But it's also a fantastic event to network with other landlords, visit the exhibitors, get great deals on services that landlords need. But it is really good to see so many landlords here chatting to each other, exchanging information and discussing the future of renting in Wales.
And it covers so much ground. You've got some incredible speakers.
We've been very, very lucky. We've had the new Minister for Housing and Regeneration. We've had our own David Smith, who advised the committee who were scrutinising the Renting Homes Act. We've got Charles Minors from the Law Commission, who is leading the review of planning law in Wales. We've got some new research and insight from our own senior researcher, Tom Simcock. So yeah, we've really tried to cover as many of the bases as is practical in a one-day conference. And yeah, we're very, very pleased to have been able to attract such quality speakers for the delegates here today.
And you're presenting as well, so you're just going to be giving a kind of update of all the policies that the RLA is working on.
Yes, I'm going to take a particular look at making tax digital, which is something that's going to eventually affect the vast majority of small, medium-sized businesses, as most landlords are. The HMRC are looking to move people over to digital record keeping and more regular updating of their tax information. So I'll be talking a little bit about how that's going to affect landlords, the timescale for the introduction, and how landlords can prepare for that rollout later.
Do you see that this conference will kind of be like a blueprint for future conferences for the RLA? Because you've got plans to do others around the rest of the UK, haven't you?
Yeah, we'd certainly like to repeat the success of Wales in England, possibly in Manchester and in London next year. And we'd really like for the Welsh conference to become a national event. So yeah, if given the success of today, I think we're confident that we will look to repeat the event in other places with other speakers looking at the ever-changing legislative background that landlords and private renting faces.
Because that is the thing, it is constantly changing, and the landlord that gets left behind in the information streams is going to be the landlord that's probably at risk.
That's right, and particularly in England now, we have much stronger penalties coming through from local authorities, and we're actually at long last beginning to see local authorities and the courts use these bigger penalties. We're seeing much bigger fines coming through now for breaches of housing legislation, and in some ways that's good news. If the very worst landlords are being targeted, and we are at long last beginning to see enforcement against the very worst landlords, and we're seeing the courts take these transgressions seriously, then we very much welcome that. But of course it does mean that the good landlords, the landlords who provide the quality housing, the safe, secure, legal housing that all landlords do need to make sure they're on top of that legislation. We don't want people falling foul of either the local authority or the courts through ignorance.
Indeed. And I think just to finish, John, these events I think are so important to bring the landlord community together, but I always believe that when landlords are engaged with ministers and when there's quality speakers here that are also engaged with the community, I think that things ripple out from these events. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we can already see from some of the social media feeds the positive response, the positive feedback. At the break times, just hearing the delegates discuss the things that have interested them in the morning sessions. And yeah, the effect of the conference will ripple out through our own website, through social media, and through word of mouth. I think you're right, when you get landlords together, when you get those relationships with policymakers at every level of government, you do begin to have an impact. And what's really key is voice. And the more landlords who can band together and add to that voice, the more effective our campaign work will be.
And just remind us why landlords should join the RLA, because obviously events like this is one such reason.
The RLA offers a great range of services to its members, from documents and guides to our advice line to training, accreditation, discounts from suppliers, but also our campaign and lobbying work. It is an area of constant change at the moment. It's very easy to feel under pressure, to batten the hatches down and wonder if it's really all worth it. But with the support and guidance of an organisation like the RLA supporting you through that process and adding your voice to the campaigns that we do, then we can begin to have an impact. We've had some success in the recent budget over changes to universal credit, and we want to see that success ripple out to other government departments.
Fantastic. Well, hopefully these videos are sending those ripples far and wide across the social web. Thank you very much for joining me, John.